Oscar, Spotify Wrapped just came out.
Holy crap. And get this, we get one.
Guess that's as podcast hosts, we get a Wrapped about you, the listener. And we increased 999%.
It's crazy when you start with nothing. You can really... Spotify's like, wow, these statistics are crazy. Good for you, huh?
That one little TikTok. The little TikTok that could.
Carl, we got some fun stats, but some of the fun ones were that some of you were in our top 10, top 5, and some of you were our number 1 podcast, which is disgusting.
Yeah, we know the specific number of people that were like, this was the
We've
podcast
got
they
your
listened
name,
to the
credit
most.
card details. It was in a really nice, fun infographic. Good on Spotify, but again, your data is ours now. Thanks for that.
No, so we've come up with a way to reward you, the listener, in the most who would watch this possible performance.
Yes.
If you can email us at
askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com
and prove that you were the number one, like, this
If
was
you're
your number
listener,
one.
if you were top 5, top 10, sure.
Just prove that.
If you fake it, fuck it. We get fooled
as
by
well,
it, great.
if you Photoshop, sure, go for it. If you can prove it via email, we are going to send you a DVD in the mail.
We'll send you a DVD. We're going to sign it ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got
none of them will be good. Just so you know,
Carl and I are both throughout the years constantly the bargain bins. We just go buy them. Normally we just buy them for each other and go, haha, this was cheap.
Yeah.
But we've accrued quite a lot, and you know what? We're giving back to the listener.
Some of you might only get a case. Either way, you're going to get a package in the mail. Huh? That's what we're going to do. And you know what? We're shipping it worldwide.
Worldwide. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl. This is Who Would Watch This.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about Scooby Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, which currently has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 22%, an IMDb rating of 5.2, and a Letterboxd rating of 3.1. Oscar, what's the plot?
The Mystery Inc. gang must save Coolsville from attack of their past monsters, brought to life by an evil masked figure trying to take down the gang. I'm hooked. Carl, we just did Scooby Doo 1, but have you seen the sequel?
Big fan of the sequel. Huge fan of the sequel.
You told me in confidence that this was the funniest film you've ever seen.
Okay, I watched this about a year ago. Oh, actually, yeah, pretty much a year ago. I was at Oktoberfest over in Germany, and I was wasted back at the place I was staying. Threw this on early morning, and I thought this was a laugh a fucking minute. I thought this was the best way to spend 85 minutes in your life. I told people I thought Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed was on top of going to Oktoberfest as an experience. I said, if you're thinking of going to Oktoberfest, don't even bother. Just watch Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
You're booking flights? Don't cancel them. Guess what? You boot this up on Netflix, okay?
I'm going to tell you right now, Oscar, I was severely disappointed watching it this time. I told you, I was like, this one slaps. This one's like, this is Godfather 2.
Yeah.
You know, this is what that is.
You thought they couldn't peak, and then look at them, bang!
Yeah.
This is the Michael Corleone story of Shaggy Roberts is kind of, a Michael Corleone.
You definitely get it. You get a flashback to the Mystery Inc. when they were young.
Yeah,
that is the Godfather 2 of this.
Yeah.
And hey, look, you get an even more intense villain. But yeah, I was pretty let down this viewing. Oscar?
I think, we're going to ruin the who would watch this, but I think we've both done this multiple times, hungover, watched this film. It's designed for children, but guess what? Nostalgia and a hangover this is a great film.
And the occasional adult joke every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference here, is that first Scooby-Doo movie has a lot of adult jokes hidden in there. This one's definitely a bit more kiddie. You know, you can tell that they haven't had an adult
they got
script.
The stats. They're like, okay, only children watch this one, so you want to kind of, and we don't care in 20 years' time, people are rewatching this. Make it for kids.
Oscar, did you see this one in cinemas?
No, I don't think so. How lucky were you? 7 years old.
Yeah, I saw this bad boy in cinemas.
Oh my god.
And I have a pretty clear memory because, and you should bleep this name.
Okay.
Who I went to watch this with some other friends at the beginning of the movie when the pterodactyl's flying around.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of him. He left crying. His parents had to leave the cinema with him. He was terrified.
Great. I'm not gonna bleep his name.
You better bleep his name.
L for
But yeah, Big L for bleep.
I mean, in fairness to him, we get started.
It's fucking scary.
This intro, we'll get straight into it, huh? This intro, have you ever been on those, like, arcade machine? There's, like, it was before VR, like, 10 years ago. It'd be, like, a yellow machine, and you get to be, like, in, like, a minecart or, like, a pinball machine, and you get thrown around, the fans come in. This is pretty much that.
This is it, yeah. And quality-wise, a notch down.
Yeah.
This isn't a real city.
This ain't Coolsville. It's on screen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Imagine calling a cityville. You know, I'm just like...
Here's the problem with this film, and we're going to get into it a lot. They know what they're making. So when they call it Coolsville, they're like, hey, fuck off. They know that we're giving it Coolsville, but they're like, yeah, but Coolsville, you know? James Gunn going, these spiteful little podcast pricks. Yeah, make fun of it. That's the joke, you cunt.
They've got some incredible stuff in there. I mean, look, there's nothing better than Scooby Doo. Like, there's some incredible stuff in this. But them being like, this takes place in a city, and then ultimately never showing you the city is a choice.
The stakes are the city. They're like, we must save the city. Yeah. We're not going to be in the city. We've got a museum, and we've got a ranch out back that we don't go to. The city is nothing.
They've paid to film at the Met, and then at a ranch, wherever Yellowstone is shot.
I like they were going to do the Met Gala. They're like, no, I'm so sorry. Scooby Doo 2's filming, and Anna, what's her name, was just like, I get it. I understand. I'm a big fan.
I think a lot of what's great about this movie is actually at the beginning of it. Because I think the Mystery Machine limo is sick.
That's a great car, isn't it?
Right?
Someone had to make that. I thought that was really fun. It's a visual gag, and I'm like, good on them.
Yeah, but then on top of that, meeting all their fans.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all the Freds. You've got Daphne's like groupies.
They're losers, but they've really nailed them.
You've got like Velma's fans who are
Velma's are like super hulock kind of people. Like they kind of predicted that. They knew that, you know, losers are going to dress up and stuff.
Shaggy knows his fans from their scent.
Yeah.
Great gag. And then Scooby's barking at a handful of dogs. I think it's awesome. I do think that in the editing room, they were definitely tossing up making Scooby's stuff way more filthy before just landing on whatever
the
was
subtitles, they had all the freedom. It's just like...
You can put anything there, right? Just like, you can do me doggy style. Should have been there. As a kid, I would have been like, because they're dogs!
That's a raunchy sex joke, Carl, and we're not here for it. Now...
I'm not saying put up there underneath the dog barking, let's do anal.
No, I think they should have done a big paragraph, like, in detail, like, I'm gonna caress your tail. I'm gonna get you right down.
Just excerpts from 50 Shades of Grey, but as dogs.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, a long scrolling text of Warner Brothers in no way condones the fact of dogs having sex in like the film, just like scrolling up.
I mean, it's not bestiality, but like, what's the go? It's not good.
No, it's not good.
For a kids' film, you know, shame on Warner Brothers for even insinuating that dogs fuck.
I'm just saying, Simpsons movie would have done something raunchier than what is here.
You're gonna freak out when you find out about South Park. They're even worse. They're cheeky, huh?
What's a South Park?
Oh, dude, you're gonna freak out.
Don't tell me it's for children.
Okay, here's now. This is my take on this film. I think the second one should have been the first. Because I think
I hard agree.
Because I think going to the island feels a bit sequel-esque. It's weird, this one, because this is a pretty...
Same with them breaking up.
Breaking up, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like this one's a pretty bog standard. I remember like you saying in the other one, you wanted like an actual mystery. This is a proper mystery. There's like a misdirect, all that sort of stuff. This feels...
A proper mystery?
It's a proper mystery.
Yeah, they're trying for like a children's mystery. Yeah.
Well, hang on. Okay. I was stumped. Seth Green's the villain. No, I couldn't believe it. No, but this feels like the first one, and it's crazy that the first one isn't the sequel.
Yeah, I agree, because I think one of the issues that I feel in this movie is I think that I feel like when all of them are on screen together in the first one are all really fun moments, and then in this one they don't really know how to keep them all on screen together, so they keep splitting them up again.
Yeah, it's like, because I guess in the cartoon, but like, I'm sorry, I don't care about the like, I don't care if it's like,
I don't care.
You do what you want. It's pretty bog standard, but a lot of the time it's Shaggy and Scooby split off. Yeah, with Velma, Fred, and Daphne on the other side. I like him, but I don't think they've got... I want them all together. They're fun interacting together.
Well, I think it's because they sort of blew a lot of the interesting dynamics in the first one. Because they were like, let's put Daphne with Scooby and Shaggy, and
Yeah.
let's put Velma with Fred. Like, let's mix up the dynamics a bit.
Yeah.
And here they fall back into the traditional ones from the cartoon. And I don't think... there's something just, like, off. Like, I don't think that their dynamic is working as well as it should.
It feels more like, I don't know, bog standard. It feels
Yes.
more like...
It feels more generic.
Yeah.
Is, I think the term is. This feels like a more generic...
Which is crazy for a Scooby Doo 2. I mean, how could they have done this?
Well, Monsters Unleashed?
Yeah.
How could that be generic?
They had the starting point. They should have jumped off, and yet they've landed in mediocrity. I'll say it.
Well, I just think one of the things that feels generic about it is they are not... I feel like all of these actors were better in the first movie.
I mean, but like, again, I mean, now I'm saying it out loud, it's Scooby Doo 2.
Yeah.
It's a paycheck.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, I thought there was a really high energy from everybody in the first one. And then I think this one being a way more kid movie feels like...
It's a shame.
They've been neutered a bit.
Neutered like a dog.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was in the subtitle.
Because there's still good stuff in it. I'm just saying, like, in terms of it also being an 85-minute film, I think this movie lacks the energy the first one had.
100%, yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who thought this was maybe the funniest movie ever written a year ago.
There's some jokes that land.
There is some incredible humor, and we're going to get to it. I mean, I'm just saying, the beginning of this movie is great.
Yeah,
like, I love it.
Fun. We'll start off. We're in the museum. This is like their sort of like their trophies from like essentially like imagine a hunter has killed his deer and they're displaying it on.
Yeah.
This is what the monsters.
This is Craven the Hunter's lair.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's hanging. Can you tell somebody's
when
just played
people are
Spider-Man
listening
2?
to this in a year's time, they'll be like, "Oh, I just watched that movie. It's a great reference."
We will no doubt be reviewing Craven the Hunter on this podcast. That movie, we're going to be doing that and Madame Web back to back, baby. Neither of those things are going to be good.
What? But she hunts. Oh, you guys know. All right.
The listener being like, I do. I know Madame Web. I know what she does.
She does. Okay.
She weaves the web of time.
I was talking about like her mum. She died. You know.
What, in the Amazon?
Yeah, you know the monologue, the great monologue.
Oh, the great monologue.
Call it a monologue.
The trailer being set to a monologue that is, he was in the Amazon when my mum was researching spiders right before she died.
That's Dakota. What's it called?
Dakota Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know it's Dakota Johnson and I love Dakota Johnson, but she is giving nothing. Like, when she is given bad material, she gives you nothing back.
Yeah.
And when she's given good material, she'll fucking try.
She knows.
But
She's
she
like,
knows
yeah.
a movie called Madame Web, and she's like, cool, I'm going to be giving you about 20% of my energy.
I'll rock up, but even then, not really.
She gave a better performance when she said she loved limes, even though she was allergic. Again, I'm obsessed with Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, we also get introduced. So we get into the Mystery Incorporated. We also get introduced to Seth Green. This is a huge character.
Giving Velma a love interest, huge.
Yeah.
And also, how funny was it as a child when people tripped in slow motion?
It's so good. I've watched, I don't know how this has been the episode, but I've done a lot of research going into this. I say a lot of research, I watched all the DVD behind the scenes. You know when he's walking down? That's a treadmill. Isn't that fun?
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was real fun. And Seth Green was very detailed about, listen, I want it to be a funny fall, but I want it to be realistic. He's a pro.
It's a great fall.
It's a great
I will
fall.
genuinely, it's a great fucking
He's
fall.
a pro. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I would never fall like that, but I know that's how I fall.
Yeah. There's a truth in his performance
Yeah.
that I don't really think. I'll say it. The other actors have not matched.
The other actors, I think, look at how good his fall is and decide, let's not try.
He brings the bar up, and
Yeah.
sadly, they're not happy. They're not willing to grab onto the bar.
He nails the afterfall, which is his little shrug of the shoulders, oh shucks.
Yeah.
And that is where you fall in love with Seth Green.
Yeah.
That little, like, oopsies.
They're ramping him up to be the villain, but after a fall like that, quite frankly, if he's a villain, he's my hero.
I'm going to tell you right now, even though I know the twist, even though I know who it is, I'm not fucking buying it.
No.
I'm not believing that this klutzy fucker is going to get
He's
away with
cheeky.
He's cheeky.
He's devious.
He's cheeky.
He owns the museum.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all pointing to him.
Yeah. And look, I am also under the assumption that the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan is indeed based on Seth Green's character in this film.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because his personality
M. Night
swaps.
Shyamalan saw him two performances. How about 50? And James McAvoy took to the stage and he nailed it.
Seth Green was like, I could do 49. Shyamalan was like, no, we'll get McAvoy.
All the monsters come alive, Carl.
I love all these costumes. I love the concepts of all the monsters.
Yeah.
I have done no research, but I would like to think that these are all actually from the cartoon.
They are.
Sick.
God,
Good.
I'm a wealth of knowledge today.
Yeah.
Get this, the production designer, a pro. All those little plaques that are, in a museum, completely, and I really mean this, completely true to canon.
Really?
They pause and go, they took great pride in going, listen, that Franken chicken, that's true. The little blurb they've done, good for them, huh?
Wow. The great on the production designer, and then there's the director being like, don't get any of that in frame.
Don't get any of that.
Don't get that in shot at all.
Blur it. I want it out of focus.
Yeah. How much effort did they put into this fucking plaque? Get it off my set.
It feels like that. You're like, oh man, I'm sorry, art designers. It's cruel, really.
But it is fun hearing all of the. You're like, really? You almost got thwarted by the chicken man. Like, but they are really fun, like looking costumes and everything like that. I love that this is a black tie event.
Of course.
If I was invited to
this is the event of the year, okay? Some teens have been rounding up random villains who are quite wacky, and the highest of the Coolsville elite want to come and gather there. Is that such a ridiculous concept?
I do love that these teens who are showcasing their glory of having stopped like dozens of villains from hurting Coolsville, the moment they slightly fuck up, the entire city's like, kill yourselves.
Yeah. In fairness, if this is the vibe, there's a bunch of teens thwarting. I'm going to say right now that the average day citizen, a bit of a moron.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's you also forget that many of these villains do not give a shit about hurting the city.
No.
Like,
They're not public. They're not for the public, quite frankly.
A lot of them is one guy being like, ooh, that warehouse is a little spooky for my taste because of a chicken man running around. And they go, well, we'll put a stop to that. Only to find out the guy that reported the crime was indeed the chicken man.
It's such a trickery. Now, the news, the media, if you will, attacks them, frames them.
The first I learned of media manipulation.
Yeah. This is I think, really, it's still true today.
Yeah.
This Scooby Doo 2, really still relevant today.
This movie nails Fox.
Yeah.
Nails it.
Media manipulation, they nail it. Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Batman and Robin. She's returning to the podcast.
Good for her. She's great. It's a shame. Actually, you know what? She's great in this too.
She is great in this.
She's going, hey, give us a little soundbite. It's like, Coolville sucks. Oh, shit. Fred, you fool.
How iconic is this?
It is pretty iconic.
I think Coolsville sucks is so iconic.
It's so good. There's so much from this. It's got such a low review, but I think it's beloved, really, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, and I didn't even like it.
So they go, they're done. They're like, well, again, the whole town's against them. They're like, let's go to the base.
Let's
debrief, okay?
Yeah. Their house is hectic.
Stunning.
Like, incredible. The production design is actually phenomenal.
It is
in this
phenomenal.
Film.
I got a TikTok the other day of just like vibe inspo, and it was just this house, and they were doing it as a joke. But you know what? It fucking.
I'd live here. I'd live here in
this
a
ultra
goddamn
60s
heartbeat.
modern, beautiful, it's just stunning. Really, they've nailed the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh,
They absolutely know. It's like when they gave them all their own car and how they nail their outfits. Scooby Doo and Shaggy overhear the other three talking smack about them.
Yes.
So they decide to hop into their clothes and come in and act like professionals.
Yes.
And it only comes off as them mocking their friends.
Oh, they go real hard. They got Fred's little dumb cravat.
Yeah.
And they mock him. God, Fred takes it off in shame because, like, if I'm being mocked, I don't want any part of this.
Yeah. And also it proves it's a clip-on.
A clip-on cravat? God, the visual gags are on goddamn you can't critique it. That's the thing. Here's the thing. There's so much good here. How was it not perfect? But
Daphne being horrified Scooby's wearing her shoes,
Yeah.
only for it to be revealed she just doesn't think it goes with the sweater.
and it doesn't. Orange
It doesn't go with the sweater.
Orange and pink is a
But
compliment.
how would Scooby know? He's a goddamn dog.
He's got some taste, okay? He knows his stuff, okay? We also should reference it, because and I hate that it worked. I mean, it sucks that KFC gets the money now, but KFC is mentioned about 6 times in this intro. We get a cup of them looking at KFC going, oh, Pepsi in my KFC cup. And then when Shaggy and Scooby are just so depressed, like, man, we should go to KFC and just rid our sorrows in a nice bucket.
Fucking worked on me.
It worked on me.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The Colonel nails it.
I've only eaten KFC since watching the movie.
Yeah.
Breakfast,
From
lunch,
Oktoberfest?
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look hideous. You're grey, like their chicken.
I was in Lederhosen's crying on the floor of a McDonald's because I couldn't find a KFC.
Oh, honestly, Lederhosen and KFC go really well together.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Southern American culture meeting German Lederhosens is indeed a vibe.
I mean, history will tell you that that's pretty much what happened.
2 cultures who have always gotten along.
Yeah, that's the good thing about the Germans.
Name one time they never got along.
The South and the Germany, they love each other.
They love each other. Should make a Green Book-esque movie about the 2 of them getting along.
I've never seen Green Book, but I swear to God, they go, man, chicken, huh? And they both go, well, that's one thing in common. I guess we're best
Mahershala
friends.
Ali puts his legs up and goes, thank God I'm German. And looks at the camera and we all went, give it Best Picture.
Those guys that did Stuck on Me, give them an Oscar. It beat everything else that year.
Viggo Mortensen was like, what, I'm Italian! Thrown into this mix!
I like they fixed it in Green Book. They fixed like racism, but they were like, well, we're still going to go for the Italians, you know? We'll go for the jugular. That's fine to mock, but we'll fix racism. Good for them, huh? The Farley
Here's the
brothers.
thing they did.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't heard a single thing.
2016, famously, pretty casual.
I assume they fixed it. I've never heard about the movie again.
No.
So I assume they fixed the issues.
They get a clue, Carl.
Yeah, they can get a fucking
the
clue.
trio. When I say trio, I mean the real detective. Fred, Daphne, and Velma figure it out, and then Shaggy and Scooby get a note.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're all gonna go to this evil man.
They're going to go to Old Man Withers.
Old Man Withers.
Yeah, so they
Classic.
get to Old Man Withers. They get caught into a little ball trap.
Yes. I love this ball trap.
I think the ball trap's great.
The iconography of this, I remember this quite distinctly.
Iconic.
Yeah.
And just the owner will be home at 7 to let you out. But this is, I think, the best gag of the film.
Oh yeah.
Is that little girl being like, do you want to buy some Scout cookies? And the Mormon's being like, have you heard the good news? And Scooby going, yeah, there's cookies.
That's James Gunn.
That is fucking
That's why
great.
he owns Warner Brothers now.
Yeah.
Every comic IP is because of this line. Good for
Right.
him.
It was his idea. He's writing here is so good that James Gunn was the one that said, fuck off Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. That was his decision,
I will
not
say,
David Zaslav's.
No, you know, people have been really mean to that man, but he, you know what? Sometimes things should be written off. I think that's right. Sometimes things should just be wiped off the earth because you get a bit of money. And
Let's
that's
list
right.
the things that should be written off. Your car is definitely one of them.
Wow, I was mocking David, and yet you're throwing it back onto me. How dare you?
That's what you get for sticking up for David, for Mr. Zazzy, okay?
This is the only podcast that's going to stick up for the little guy, okay? He's had a tough day. He's had a tough week.
He only got $250 million as a bonus last year. What are you expecting to live off? The
Chump
land?
Chump change. He's probably at Disneyland right now. He's just like, oh, God, what am I to do, Mickey?
Zaslav enjoying Bob Iger's Disneyland. Look at all this Wile E. Coyote money I can spend on Mickey Mouse's ride.
Well, he's about to be public domain, so you just know him and Zaslav will be macking out pretty soon.
Also, how topical is this? And then didn't what's his face? Who owns Twitter or X?
Elon Musk?
Yeah, it wasn't Elon Musk like Bob Iger can go fuck himself the other day.
Damn, that's so good.
Man, business people are weird.
You know what? Before I was a bit like anti-Elon. You know, if it's the vibe he's gonna go into it, I'm like, I'm gonna stay on that site until it crashes. We're gonna watch a man. We're gonna be on a site that a man's just bleeding money. I can't wait. That's gonna be so good. So Old Man Withers definitely like kidnaps a child, right? This big ball contraption.
Sorry, but it's worth it for the gag.
Okay, good. I mean, they're pretty bad detectives. You know what? It is worth it
Yeah.
for the gag.
So Old Man Withers is the Black Knight ghost.
What? No. Have I been fooled? No, I don't think he is he?
No, because that's why because isn't it that's his old persona from when he went to jail.
Oh, okay.
He used to be the Black.
You know the law, I don't. I Sorry.
Sorry, I'm actually pretty fucking immersed in lore.
Okay, I didn't understand it. That's great.
Have you
Wow,
not
they've
seen
nailed
the
this.
Old Man Withers spin-off?
Oh no, I've just seen the DVD extras for about an hour.
It is an incredible HBO Max. Worth the subscription. 25 episodes delving into the lore of the Black Knight Ghost. It is fantastic. I highly recommend it over Loki.
Yeah.
This one's going to give you more.
I
Okay?
like people over their remote going Loki or that 25 Black Knight. Oh, it's gonna be the Black Knight. I'm sorry.
Seriously, the SDU is where it's fucking at. MCU's falling apart, but SDU's on the fucking
That's it.
ups.
It's on the rise. It's on the rise. They started slow with Scoob, but now they're back on it with this mini series that they've dropped on us. God, what a cinema, huh? It's back.
It's back. It's fucking back, baby.
They go around this castle. I would like to praise the film because, well, I don't know if it's a praise, but something I noticed so much is the sound effects. I don't know. I've not watched a kids film recently, but these are the wackiest sound effects, and they use it at a drop of a hat. I love it.
Kids films are usually silent.
Yeah.
People forget that.
They reverted back to the silent age.
They
you know,
do.
Kids
why
love
kids love
Buster
the
Keaton.
artist.
They love Buster Keaton. They love Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
They love all the heroes there. German art house cinema is making a big return for 6-year-olds.
It very much is.
Yes. Anyway, they figure that the Black Knight fights them. We like this. This is fun.
I think the Black Knight Ghost looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually the props I want to give out is the blend of the Black Knight Ghost being a physical effect and a CGI effect blend looks awesome.
They've done a nice job of going, we know our limitations. We need Scooby to be like a dog on the screen for most of it. But all the monsters, they've done this nice blend of practical and CGI. The eyeballs look a bit dreadful, but they're fun. But all the other ones look fantastic.
No, the floating waist is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's an odd choice to go. He's got no waist, but he does have a nutsack.
Wait, which one's the no waist?
The Black Knight Ghost, Dark Knight Ghost.
Oh
or whatever
yeah,
it
he's
is.
got big testicles.
He's got huge testicles and no waist.
Yeah.
Because Daphne slices right through him and goes, "Oh no!" And
Here's
Velma's
the
like,
thing.
"Kick him in the nuts."
Yeah, I mean, Old Man Withers was very strict. He's like, listen, I don't mind my waist is gone, but my hog and my balls need to be on display. And a weakness, essentially.
Now, the Black Knight Ghost goes, "Oh no, my round tables."
Yes.
How many alts do you reckon they have of different medieval things they could call his nuts?
I mean, what's the... I feel like the Arthur's Stone was there.
Yeah,
I don't know if Round Table works. I don't know what they're referring
Just be like,
to.
"Oh, my sword and my stones."
Yeah, that's way better. That's
Yeah.
way better. I mean, who made this? Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
They slashed that, but how dare they?
Yeah.
I hear Zaslav was involved in that. That's where I'm turning on him. He said no to that joke.
Pre-Discovery Plus. He did this, then Discovery Plus, and then when I'm going to own Warner Brothers someday, and they'll use all my alternate takes with the Black Knight Ghost and his bullsack
He's an
references.
unsung hero. He was very adamant about that sword and the stone bit.
He was.
And James Gunn spat on him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's destroying Hollywood. He's an unsung hero. I'm
is.
bringing it back again.
Zaslav came in a few years ago and he said, "Cancel Batwoman and give me a HBO Max 25 episode series on the Black Knight Ghost." That's what we need right now.
People keep saying he's like anti-art, but he's not. He just has his priorities right. He just knows what's really, really good.
That 25 episode series is just the alts from this day. That'd be
25 hours of Zaslav's free, but it's not footage. It's just him kind of remembering
it's
what it is.
It's Zaslav reading them from a phone, monotone, being like, my Mary Magdalens, my Merlins,
Again, we cannot recommend it enough, really.
We cannot guys, you gotta buy some fucking shares in Warner Brothers. You gotta get some fucking shares. We're corporate shills.
Oh yeah, if Zaslav is paying us, we'll say whatever, but we're not, and he's a hero.
This is the beginning of our GameStop story. We'll have a dumb money movie about us soon. I don't care. Seth Rogen's gonna play you. Paul Dano's gonna be me.
Oh yeah, I'm totally anti it. Imagine that. No, David Zaslav's a hero. How could that be portrayed poorly? Fred also says to that line, "Down like a .com bubble." God, I just love that reference. I just think that's great.
I don't know what that means. A .com bubble.
In the 2002, essentially the stock market was on the complete rise for all the internet things. but then it came crashing down.
And they called it a .com bubble?
Yeah, have you never heard this?
Great branding.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
You never heard this?
I've never heard that line in this movie.
Really? Yeah,
I must have been having the yucks from a previous joke.
I mean, the round tables thing was moments ago, so that probably
Absolutely.
But 2002 and then 2005, like MySpace dropped, and then it was like back up. But for 3 years, everyone's like, well, that internet's useless. Not good for anything.
Google's going nowhere. Get out of here. During this time, Scooby and Shaggy, they find a little note. They're able to go to a tavern where all the villains are.
Yes.
They use that information because they want to get a leg up on their friends. So their friends don't
Catch wind of
them. They fake Scooby having rabies, which I think would concern all of them a lot. I'm surprised they drop it.
We learn in the last film that they're happy to drop a dog off in the desert. Quite frankly, I don't think they have much care for the dogs.
This is what upsets me, is it feels like Shaggy's the only one that loves Scooby. When I know the other three should also love Scooby.
I mean, they're attached, but at any point they're like, listen, he's getting old. He could die. I'm kind of, I'm out mentally.
How old do we think Scooby is?
He's a brisk 13, I reckon.
Brisk 13?
Well, hang on, actually. We can actually work it out, because in the flashback, he's there. And he's not like a puppy, but he's definitely like a dog.
Yeah.
Like, he's what, 3?
Yeah,
And it's been like, he's definitely nearing 10.
Well, actually, no, he must be a bit
like
younger. Because
his dog breed is definitely one that goes pretty old, I'm pretty sure, right? He's like a...
Is he based off an actual dog?
I think he's based off like a... I don't know. I'm not sure, like a bloodhound. Is that what he is? I don't know dog breeds. That's like such a big thing. I just don't know.
He's based off of a cavoodle.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know.
It's just they could never draw curls.
Art department was like, listen, if you want curls, you're going to have to wait 40 years.
Imagine them flat
Brave's just around the corner. Once you get nailed Brave, then we'll do whatever you said.
Imagine them making a brand new one, but they make that Sonic the Hedgehog like problem where they make it ultra realistic and they just go for a whole creative difference of making him a curly dog.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how much outrage there would be.
It's crazy that Sonic 1 kind of nailed it though. I mean, they did whip like what's it called? There's graphic designers to death, but good for them. They got a third coming out.
And
soon.
I assume whoever's choice it was to be like make him look more human got fired immediately when that trailer came out.
Yeah, they go to the saloon, if you will, for all the villains.
Yes, at the saloon, they're all anti-Mystery Inc.
Yes.
It's very well branded. I don't know who they've outsourced the making of some of these machines. I bet there's themed cocktails.
Yeah.
This place is a vibe.
It is a good vibe. Honestly, if you're not a fan of Mystery Inc., this is the bar to go to.
Oh, absolutely it is.
They got whack-a-mole, they got like an evil pinball, they got darts, 5 dartboards separate. That's a great gag. What a terrible game of darts, but they've nailed it.
On top of that, this is where we get our big musical number.
Yes. Oh, people were begging for it.
People were gagging for a musical number back in the first one, and they didn't get it, and they heard. Zaslav heard.
Scooby and Shaggy rock up in... Shaggy's a pimp. Is that how you describe it?
Yeah.
And Scooby is a...
Crack whore.
Yeah, he's a bit crack-esque.
Yeah.
He's a disco crack whore.
Yeah,
you know?
disco crack whore.
Yeah.
You know?
Disco stew-esque. Yeah, Scooby and Shaggy get onto the dance floor. And Carl, I watched the behind the scenes. Have you seen the behind the scenes?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty good practical effects. You kind of think, because Scooby's been, a dog for most of it.
Yeah.
But this time he's wearing clothes and stuff, and it looks pretty good. And you're like, how the hell do they do that?
Well, how do they do it?
They've got this woman. I've seen the behind the scenes. It's this woman dancing. She's like in the Scooby outfit, but just from her neck down, and then above is where they put the head. But she's in this like... You know, like Thanos, how he's got like...
it's like higher, taller. Yeah.
It's pretty much that, but it's just her face kind of peeking out the front. And I gotta tell you, I don't know this actress's or the dancer's name. She's giving such a great performance. Her legs are hoofs, I guess. She's giving it all, honestly.
Well, they obviously knew they were onto lightning in a bottle because they used this twice. They go, this is so good, we're going to end the fucking movie on this again.
It's so good. She gives such a great performance.
Honestly, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like you go, how are they filming that?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, choreography's great because you've got all the stuff where they're all mimicking what Scooby does in response to what Shaggy's telling him to do. So it looks awesome.
It's a great scene.
It is a great dance sequence.
But oh shit, Carl. Scooby's wig comes off. This is not good.
Foolish.
Yeah.
The wig comes off. If you're a fan of RuPaul, you would know to tape your goddamn wig down.
That's a good reference.
Or at least do a wig reveal.
That wig reveal, I mean, I've only seen like a couple episodes. The first time, great. People keep using that.
Oh, no. You've got to use it sparingly.
Yeah.
You know, there's three great ones.
Has anyone done a wig reveal, then a wig reveal, and then another wig reveal?
Yeah, somebody's done a few.
Okay, that's huge.
A hat and a hat and a hat,
Yeah.
except they're all wigs.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
so
That's good for them.
you'd be out.
Okay, moving on.
They get out of there by escaping down the garbage chute.
Yes.
I couldn't tell you how they go through so much garbage as a single bar. It is
Carl, we established
so
it.
much
We
garbage.
established this is a popular venue.
Much
I'm going to say
garbage.
right now, this Coolsville town, listen, some of them are for the Mystery Inc. I think a lot of hate these guys. They're running amok. They're ruining all their wacky villains. I'm going to say right now, this is a peak business.
all of these villains should be rich. I assume they're getting paid because they would have had the copyright to their costumes that they're putting in that museum.
Famously,
right?
museums, yes, famously museums give back to what they've taken.
Surely they do. Are you telling me museums have only ever taken?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to say this right now. David Zaslav opened this museum, and he's really committed to giving back. He's an unsung
David
hero.
Zaslav-
He's a hero.
Some say he is the Mother Teresa of our generation. They are wrong, because he is our Gandhi. And you can take that to the goddamn bank.
If Gandhi, listen, the movie industry has been a hideous little cesspool, and Zaslav's here to clean it up.
If you don't know who David Zaslav is, this episode sucks.
Guess what? Google it. How
Google
about that?
it. Look it up.
Yeah, we all have a phone. What are you listening to this on? A tape recorder?
Look up the industry background and the awful choices that
Whoa. We're not on the same page here. He's an unsung hero.
You didn't let me finish. The awful choices he made in 2002 when he didn't let the alt takes get into this movie.
Huge. He should have been more brave.
He should have been braver.
Yeah, he should have stood up for what he did. And now, for the last 20 years, he's been righting that wrong.
You know what's actually it just occurred to me? He also acts that Scooby Doo movie.
What?
That Halloween
Oh, he
Haunt.
did.
He acts the Scooby Doo movie.
Damn, he's spiteful.
He
But
is spiteful.
Here's the thing: he won't let here's the thing: he won't let garbage go out. That's the great thing.
He won't. He won't let it happen.
Yeah.
I think we should go to Wikipedia and change the law that we have come up for David. That he is the unsung hero of the entertainment industry.
The media's been spitting this bullshit quite for. I don't mean to be vulgar, but he's a hero, and the world needs to know. Old Man Withers sneaks off to go to this abandoned mine. Okay, this is our third act mine.
Yeah.
Classic third act mine. They think they've caught him they think they've caught him doing some evil stuff. Get this, no, Carl. He's just pitching a theme park at this old abandoned mine. He's righting his wrongs.
Yeah. Would you go to this theme park?
Here's
the theme park.
Yeah.
The theme park it would be a mining themed theme park summer camp.
Yeah.
Where all the children would mine 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have to pay them.
Great bit. I love this.
I do too. I think it's a great
really fun bit.
Would you go?
I do like that the investors are almost in, but then Scooby and Shaggy kind of fuck it up. They're like, "Oh, listen, I was so in on the child labor laws, but that dog and that man really ruined the vibe. Really ruined the vibe of this meeting. So we're gonna have to pass. I'm so sorry."
All of us decided that them springing in on you ruined your pitch.
Yeah.
So
but you
just
were
know,
nailing it.
Poor guy. Imagine being in the middle of doing Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And these fucking teenagers rock up and
Hey,
ruin
rock
your
you off
Shark
your
Tank
rhythm.
pitch.
You're on your rhythm, and
Yeah.
then suddenly they're like, "Hey, man, you're like a villain." He's like, "No, I'm just trying to like get some labor laws kind of like stripped down. Come on."
That woman that created Boost is there just scribbling out the check for $2 million for 20%. It's just like, sorry.
You're referencing Australian Shark Tank. Isn't it called Down Under Sharky?
I don't know who's on the American one. I assume David Zaslav.
But it ain't him.
It ain't him. We now know it's not Old Man Withers.
I think Scooby and Shaggy are like, well, we're here at the mine. Should we just keep, figuring it out?
Everybody knows by this point it's definitely Alicia Silverstone.
Whoa, okay, not as a child. Seth Green has been pretty villainous.
Oh yeah, true. If you fall for,
in fairness, Velma goes, "Hey, all the signs pointed to you, Seth Green, but I guess it wasn't." So I don't know. I feel like Seth Green's still a bit,
Yeah, he is our femme fatale, if you will.
It's very progressive.
If he was in a red dress this entire film, he would definitely be noir.
And he would nail it.
He would
honestly.
nail it.
He would.
It would make sense why he tripped. Heels and a red dress on a treadmill.
The film's commenting on something that's really important to the filmmakers, which I'm glad about, you know? I'm happy for that.
I am too. You can tell Gunn really is trying to get his point across here.
Shaggy and Scooby Doo go down to the mine. They drink some potions, things go awry.
They do. This is them doing their own version of the body swap,
Yeah.
right? From the first one. Thoughts? I think fun, but not as good.
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is...
They're big. There's Scooby's Taz. I like that reference.
Yeah, that's
Not
fun.
seen Taz on the screen for a while.
Good synergy.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have seen it in Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
We'll get in that. Don't you worry.
Sure hope so.
It's gonna bomb.
Zaslav poured his heart and soul into that film.
He knew he pulled the plug, and it was tough for him, and that's the brave thing. Anyway,
People forget it's not tough on creatives.
Yeah.
It's tough on Zaslav pulling the pin.
it is, and that I'm glad. Here's the thing: we're for the arts here.
Yeah.
And
But we're also pro big business.
oh yeah.
Pro big business.
The Walt Disney Company is close to our hearts, and luckily for us, the Walt Disney Company's values completely align with this podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are for families. One of us went and saw the Marvels, so we did our part for that film.
If I could, I would love to just essentially IP this whole setup into a multi-universe.
Oh, absolutely.
And really just drain everyone of their cash. That's our goal, and luckily Disney has the same one of us.
Remember, it's always the aim to oversaturate the market until everyone fucking hates you, and then reap the rewards.
Exactly. We've started a cruise ship business, and I think we've got a bunch of hidden Oscars and Carls spread around there.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
Who Would Watch This Plus is coming out in January.
Yeah, it's just the podcast, but we're actually stripping back some of the episodes, so now you have to pay for something that was already
You're going to have to pay for it all, but my God, is the plus sign aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, it works wonders.
Yeah. It's who would watch this plus who would see it plus who would listen to it.
We're
plus,
expanding. Yeah, we've got the three monkeys. It's kind of, you know, it's good synergy.
Plus also we got the fucking rights to Pac-Man.
Yeah.
We bought some IP.
Yeah, some sad little company was draining Banco Namco, I believe. And we just ganked them stuff.
Nailed it.
And now we're gonna make 7 movies about them.
We're gonna make so many goddamn movies
Chris
about
Pratt is voicing Mr. Pac-Man
and Mrs. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
That's right. People forget he can do both voices.
That's right. It's kind of a Mrs. Doubtfire of the Pac-Man universe.
It is.
We
Essentially
thought that was
just
a nice jumping off point for the Pac-Man universe. They're getting a bit of divorce, and he's got to infiltrate, Inky, Blinky, and Clyde. You don't know the ghost names?
No, I know the ghost names.
Inky,
you just rattle them off with such confidence. I love
Inky,
it.
Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Either way, if you want to invest in Who Watch This Plus, absolutely go for it. As we all know, Chris Pratt is the Robin Williams of our generation.
All the monsters are attacking the city.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I do also want to actually, you know what? Just before we move ahead, I really want to quickly shout out 2 really iconic things. Velma's leather suit.
Oh, we didn't mention that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like iconic. I would love to wear that to Halloween.
Yeah.
I think that is sick.
The line "Who's your mummy?" and then with such
Then fart gags.
Oh my god! I think genuinely though, her comedic acting in that,
So
kind of
good.
Stretching around, jumping on the seat, really fun stuff.
We all know Linda Cardellini's a fucking star.
Oh,
okay?
exactly.
We all know that.
Oh, I might watch Freaks and Geeks again. I love Freaks and Geeks.
She is so good.
God, youth, huh? It's escaped us all.
To be young again.
Anyway,
Really makes you think.
yeah.
We've just cut out a 1-hour conversation about being young and what it means to grow old. You can find that on Who Will Watch This Plus in January.
No, actually, we actually got slabbed. David Zaslav's doing a whole 25-minute series on us being youthful. We just chat.
He also canned that 1-hour episode we just recorded, which really sucks.
But listen, the man knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
As the creatives, we know he went through the hard yards.
Yeah.
He had to
He's
fucking
a
go
brave
through it.
man. He had to watch it and go yes or no. And sometimes he doesn't even watch it. Okay, yeah. So I think it's kind of fun. They're all at the sort of the old tree house. They're reminiscing about their youth.
Yeah, I love seeing them young.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
fun.
cool. That
It is
was
fun.
heartwarming.
It's a good little. Hey, look, they're playing frisbee. Hope that doesn't come back a bit later.
Thank God it does.
Yeah.
I also want to throw out, because all of the monsters have now come to life.
Yeah.
I think the tar monster is sick.
Yeah, I remember looking better, but in fairness, 2004, they're working on those shitty computers.
You know, I think I also remember it looking better, but I actually think the design's really cool of him making himself a hand.
Yes.
Like, they make him do cool
They're doing wrong.
shapes and things.
It's good design, but the
money's not there to make.
I don't think
great.
the technology was there.
No, neither. I think. Well, I mean, James Cameron looked at this and went, "We've got to get better.
We've got to make some tall blue fellas.
We've got to get better.
I've got to get that now." Yeah, because he also got the pirate, but then all the other monsters have been like mixed with digital and like physical.
Yeah.
So the pirate looks quite good. The zombie mummy looks quite good.
I'm gonna say the best looking monster in the entire thing is the cotton candy monster.
I was going to say the electric one looked quite good. I thought the electric one looked fantastic.
Yeah, the electric one does look good, but there is like the shading cloud to that I don't know if the candy monster's CGI or real.
This must be CGI, surely.
Have a look at it. I think the
Really?
shading and everything is really.
shit.
It looks like they've crafted the thing and then shone different lights through the pink
Oh wow!
to
okay.
make it. Well, I didn't say the behind the scenes. I was hoping you could answer it.
Well, no, they didn't touch on the cotton candy. That was a well-guarded secret. They were like, listen, here's the behind the scenes, but not all can see. Not all can see, we're not all seeing.
They don't want it to get out, but that monster's real.
Yeah. It's locked up and it's chained down somewhere. And yeah, they can eat it, but it just keeps regenerating. It's quite a sick little monster.
And it's constantly in pain.
Oh, God. Wouldn't you? Full of sugar. It's got diabetes up the wazoo.
Imagine being eaten by a dog and a man.
I did think that was fucked up. They ate him alive. And I'm convinced they left his face to last.
And then they threaten to kill one if they're made of soda. They go, if you're made of soda, show yourself. And we'll fucking kill you now.
We'll
as
slurp
well.
you up. We'll start the toes, go for the feet, go for the jugular. We'll leave your eyeballs, and we'll just slurp you right up.
We're gonna suck you dry through the straw, and we hope you're bloody.
They wanted that line, but they thought it was a bit too sexually,
Explain how it's sexual, Oscar.
It's when you suck off a soda's cock. You ever had that? Pepsi in your mouth, splurts up your nose. You wanted me to get detailed? I'm gonna get detailed. Mountain Dew guzzling down your throat. You gargles your little tongue, and then you spit it back through your nose.
Thought we had a little thing called subtlety on the podcast.
Well, guess what? It's out the fucking window.
And if you're not looking for subtlety, boy, are you going to enjoy Who Would Watch This After Dark coming to Who Would Watch This Plus in
We've
January.
got a whole universe.
You're going to love it.
Every week is more
gotta love
content.
it.
That's right. These are contents now.
Hang on, I'm just getting a call. He's cancelled that too?
We didn't even film it.
Damn it! Fuck! How's he getting hold of this? We're
know.
not even live!
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, well, I guess let's finish this up before we cancel it, huh?
I know, right? Should we commit and make this the last episode? One person on Twitter going at David Zaslav being like, bring Who Would Watch This back?
I like he goes, well, shit, did I do that?
Him on his phone being like, does Warner Brothers own that little shitty Australian podcast?
Take their Pac-Man idea. We'll IP that.
He listens to one episode. Oh, I was right to cancel that.
Yeah, the fans are like, oh, you know what? Maybe he's actually pretty good. Maybe he's got some good business decisions. Yeah, so they're at the treehouse. I do love Velma's like, man, if only there was a machine that could reverse everything. She's like, hey, my old machine that can reverse everything. I think
it looks like a frisbee.
Yeah, it looks like a frisbee. So now the plan is to go to the mine and do the third act.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to go into the details. We get the third act. I think it is pretty generic. I don't think it's as fun as the third act of the last one.
You say that, but then Fred is jousting with a knight while Bon Jovi plays, and I think it's such a beautifully scored scene. I think it looks terrific. I think it's so out of place, and yet it fits right in with this film.
Look, I don't mind the climax.
I
just don't think there's anything to talk about.
Oh, the motorbike chase, the jousting, is stunning.
Yeah. I will give a shout out to. I think the all is lost moment here is awesome. Of them all being consumed. Though.
Yes, they're in the final thing. I mean, in fairness, the other monsters are kind of garbage. The slime monster's really the hero.
Oh, they don't do much with it, but it's pretty clear the slime monster murdered people when it took over the city and suffocated them.
Oh yeah.
But on top of that, the electricity one definitely could kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know how the electricity one was ever performed by a human being.
Well, here's the problem, and praise to the villain. If this slime monster can conduct electricity, this is a brutal way to kill a city. You spread
absolutely.
out, touching people, electricity touches you, you conduct a whole thing. You really zap a whole city.
Yeah.
It's an efficient way, because guess what? You know what? The infrastructure's still there. That's the good thing. You see, nuclear bombs, wipe it out. You want a chemical weapon, or you want a big slime monster with electric powers. That's how you get to reap the rewards, you know? This villain's got on her stuff.
I also really love the moment the pterodactyl monster flies into the tar.
Yeah.
And the tar looks to camera.
Yeah.
And is like, can you get a load of
He
this?
jims the camera.
It's pretty it's very random, but I understand why it's there.
I mean, it's nice to see that we're like a little look into the villain's eye.
Absolutely.
You know?
Look into the villain's eye.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Huh? If you haven't seen the movie, that villain has a single eye.
Single eye. Yeah.
Tar monsters only got one eye.
We learn that Seth Green is not the villain.
No.
Yeah.
Why would he be?
He saves Velma. But then we're like, I mean, at least for me, I was like stumped. I'm like, well, there's no one else left. It's not Withers.
Yeah.
It's not Seth Green. Who the hell?
Who else could it be? Ned? Surely not.
Surely
the
not
cameraman Ned? No.
Yeah. And yet, Carl, who is it? Who's our femme fatale? Is that the word?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it is.
Well, I mean, the murderer.
Who is the evil villain who killed an entire city?
The evil villain is Alicia Silverstone.
This is huge.
However, it's not Alicia Silverstone. The guy who was the pterodactyl ghost from earlier in the movie, just like when they did the Scrappy Doo thing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Buster Scruggs is our villain.
Yeah.
I love this actor.
Oh,
in all
he's so
in all
good.
the Cohen stuff. He's doing great.
Yeah, he is. He is phenomenal in Watchmen, like HBO's Watchmen.
Oh, gotcha.
And I would recommend HBO's Watchmen,
Nice.
which I think is excellent.
But that's it.
That's
But then
it.
also
Ned's not happy they cuddled, which
No.
I think is very homophobic of Ned,
It is pretty homophobic
but also
of Ned.
telling of Ned.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, Ned did some villainous stuff, but I think his prejudice was really the villainous stuff. of
I
the
think
film.
it was.
Yeah.
I think the real villain was the friends we made along the way. Because Ned was a bad friend.
I was convinced that I fact checked myself. So, you know, I want everyone to know this podcast always fact check everything we say, including the last hour. I thought this was. I thought it was like a jump scare because I thought I saw the Harbour Bridge in the background of the last shots.
Oh yeah.
It's not. But I thought it'd be great if they were like, should we just go out to Australia again for the sequel?
Oh my god. You've just unlocked a memory.
Oh, huge.
So my partner also thought he saw the Harbour Bridge in the background.
Gotcha.
And we went through this whole scenario because we couldn't confirm it.
Yeah.
But it is our landscape scrambled in the background and composited on.
Really?
Yeah. So they've done...
Wait, because I thought I saw the Harbour Bridge, and I was like, oh, that sort of looks like the city CBD. But it kind of not, because it was
Yeah.
like pine trees.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So you're saying they've combined a bit of the Sydney
Yeah.
skyline with like a forest.
Yeah, I cannot remember how I confirmed it, but that was the thing that I remember finding was that it is composite,
Yeah.
chopped up of our skyline.
Weird.
Yeah.
Crazy they were like, if we need to make Coolsville a place, Sydney's the one to go.
I guess 'cause
what
they-
a tourist campaign, huh?
But it's like, did we? Because this wasn't shot in Australia, was it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
that was my proof. I was like, oh, it wasn't filmed in Australia, so I guess that isn't Sydney.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, it must have been something because I think maybe the effects was done in Australia again or something. Maybe
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
know.
I don't know what from 1999 to 2005. For some reason, Australia had the chokehold on every film, and then we lost it. We had Star Wars, we had The Matrix, we had this, I guess, and then I don't know. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame we lost that. Do you know why we had it?
Why?
The Olympics.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we were suddenly.
Oh, that makes so much
Yeah.
more sense. Oh, I'm glad we actually learned something there. Good for us, huh? I'm happy, at least.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, Mission Impossible 2, like, oh man, you
Yeah.
see the Sydney Games?
Yeah.
Did Rio get a big bump? Did Rio come out when Rio was the Olympics?
I can't remember what it is, but it's genuinely you usually do get a bump because movies are like, we want to film there beforehand, so they're
Yes.
coming out at the same time, and then other movies are
I
late.
feel like
and then-
London got a bit of something.
Yeah,
during
London
that.
got a bit of something. Like, when was the Rio Olympics?
2016. Rio 2, I guess, was there.
Maybe. I was even going to be like, wasn't Fast 5 Rio, but that was earlier.
Yeah, I think it's a bit earlier.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's... But it's like, it's just like, because then everybody's just very aware of that country and that city.
Well, can't wait for 2032 when Brisbane gets its big spotlight moment.
Oh, boy. The things that'll get shot in Brisbane.
You give me one landmark.
Of Brisbane?
Yeah.
They've got a swamp. I don't know. Paradise, Surfer's Paradise or something like that. I don't know. I went there for schoolies.
Do you have anything to
A
say?
beach. Cairns. Brisbane. Oh, Movie World. Nailed it.
Well, Scooby Doo
Wet and
Riders.
Wild.
Yeah, huge.
Wet and Wild.
Carl, we do a final little dance. It's great. The winner of American Idol Season 2 sings a song while the gang dance. And, yeah, that's Scooby Doo 2.
What an adventure.
Yeah.
What an absolute adventure. Oscar, who would watch Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
We already sort of said it, but I mean, I think a lot of this film's very camp. I made sure, because I feel like everyone's been butchering that word recently. I looked up exactly what the definition is.
And it's a picture of this film.
It's a picture of this film.
Yeah. Not even words.
Yeah.
Just this picture.
Just this film.
Illustrated like in a dictionary.
Yeah, we did a dictionary gag last episode.
Did we?
Yeah, we did like a centerfold dictionary thing. Here's the thing. The dictionary's a wealth of comedy.
I'm going to throw it out there right now. I've gotten back into the dictionary. I'm about halfway through. I'm
Dude,
circling around.
When you get to pee...
Don't spoil it!
Oh my god.
Don't fucking spoil it!
I don't want to say anything, but fuck me dead. Jesus
Oh my god.
Christ.
Seriously, to get like the triple fucking threat of LMNO.
Yeah.
No, I did too many letters. Fuck!
That's so upsetting that dictionary gag didn't work out for us, because I would have really liked to end the episode on a high. I guess we'll just have to do the who would watch this. So I'm going to say us when we're hungover. I guess not that... Don't watch it too much in succession, because it seems like Carl already burned himself out, but I watched it maybe 2 years ago. Really liked it. This time, but hey, it's pretty okay. Who would watch this? I guess David... I guess if you don't like what David Zaslav is doing, and again, I just don't understand what you're doing. I guess watch this film to really see what could have been and what he's trying to do.
Just a heads up moving forward, the Who Would Watch This segment is also going to be put behind a paywall.
Yes.
Again, Who Would Watch This Plus is going to change podcasting landscape as of January.
I mean, a lot of people love listening to this podcast, but guess what? A bit of it has to go behind a paywall.
That's
now.
right. I cannot wait. So first we're going to do the ending behind a paywall, then we're going to do the beginning behind a paywall, and then guess what? We're going to do it all behind a paywall. One day.
We'll give a bit of it free, but there's going to be 6 ads in the middle. Now, Carl, I'm going to say it right now, I'm going to cut you off, because if people want to listen to who you think would watch this, they're going to have to subscribe to Who Would Watch This.
And again, it's going to be for such a fucking low cost. Again, look, the price of a coffee a day... For a week?
I'm talking, okay, here's the thing. 6 coffees a day. That's the low price that we're putting up for.
How fucking cheap is that? Who wouldn't want to pay that? Literally, it's like, up there, it's like, oh, what are you doing? If you've got a choice to pay off your car or pay for the podcast, I don't know, pay for the fucking podcast.
Yeah, how about that?
Huh?
We get pennies from that, okay? And we want those pennies.
We get pennies on the dollar.
David Z gets quite a lot, but hey, he set the whole thing up, really.
He set the whole thing up for us, and he's never pulled the pin on a project before, and God, I hope he doesn't pull the pin on us, because we've put so much money into it.
I've got 8 missed calls. He's cancelled. Oh, he's cancelled Who Would Watch This Plus. All right.
What about Who Would Watch This Max? What's happening with that? Is he all in on Max?
He sold it back to Banco. He sold it back to Pac-Man. Okay, well.
We're owned by Pac-Man now?
We're owned by Pac-Man.
Well, what's happening with the... Oh, okay.
Don't give your Who Would Watch This, because I think we might be... Your little bit is going to be behind a paywall. I don't know where, when, or what, but something. Save your golden nuggets.
I think a really good way to look at this is if we put all of the jokes behind a paywall.
What, just upload an hour-long podcast?
Look, let's just end the episode. I'm just going to say right now, who would watch this? If you watch the first one, you're going to watch it.
And you could have had that. You could have paid for that golden nugget. David Zaslav stripped the budget. I can't believe he did that. Carl, what are we doing next week?
Remember when we used to have a set? Remember, the only reason we brought David Zaslav onto this podcast was to pay for the fucking lighting in this room, and he still hasn't come through with that.
Yeah, well,
he cancelled our bill.
Well, he's my landlord, okay? So just give him some fucking respect, okay? He's a really nice guy.
Imagine
Sometimes he
finding
gives
out
me...
the head of Warner Brothers owned this building and still wouldn't fix your lighting, even though he made $250 million in a bonus last year. We haven't decided what we're reviewing next week.
Yeah.
So just keep your fucking ears perked.
askwwwtpodcast. You've got a Christmas movie. We kind of want a Christmas
Oh yeah,
movie.
recommend a bad Christmas film.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch a bad Christmas movie.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching.
Well, they didn't watch, they listened. But they can watch it as of January on Who Watch This Plus, coming to cinemas soon. What? Outside of podcasting realm?
We're putting
We're
on the exact...
diversifying. Damn it. We're bringing Tubi back.